What would you say about, a coach that cares so much about holding kids accountable?
I mean, in the beginning,
What's up, guys? It's the Bench Starters. This is James. Today I have a great friend of mine, probably one of the coldest dudes I ever played with. I tell people all the time, if you know how like the Marvel has like the multiverse and stuff like that, and another multiverse, Lim's probably like really getting paid at this game, man. But then here's the guest, Lim Johnson. Man, nice to have you on, dog.
I appreciate you having me, brother.
Me and Lim go pretty far back since our senior year, so we've been knowing each other. What was it now? 11 years now.
11 years.
Yep, 11 years. So since 2011, so it's 12 years now.
Damn.
Man, time goes by so fast,
right,
man.
Shit.
But like a little story, I remember me and him played in the same district, and right before I'm about to go play the school that we had transferred to our senior year, I see this dude about 6'5", smooth as hell. He came down. He came off a pick and roll, I think. Came down, did a spin move, laid this guy, and in the next possession, whatever call was, whatever the referee had made, like the call that he had made, man, this dude did not like it.
Did I get teched up?
He got teched up, man. He got teched up. I think the game was pretty close. Man sold the game, man. Like this what, but like that was probably like the first time like I seen Liam play, and I was like, dog, like I said, man, he's cold. Like I knew right from the jump. I said, man, he's probably the best player in this building right now. But they ended up losing that game, and then I'm losing that game. So I was at a high school, and I went back for a couple months, and then my dad was telling me like, hey man, James, you probably should think about leaving. Like, man, we got this guy up there. He's about 6'5", 6'6". He's athletic. He dunks everything. He's like, handle the ball. I'm like,
get that dynamic duo, man.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I wasn't really rocking with where I was at that moment in time, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make this a transition. And I just bet it on my dad's, just like his eye. You know what I'm saying? To go play with somebody who I felt was, talented. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who would challenge me every single day.
For sure, man. Another funny story, man, is when you finally did come to the school, and we had been anticipating you coming. We heard about it. Your pops told us or whatever. And I'm like, man, I see you in the hallway, and I'm like, man, I see this other 6'5" dude down the hall. I walk up to him like, hey man, you hoop. No, I knew you hoop. I knew exactly who you were, but I was like, you hoop. And then, man, ever since then, man, it was just history, dog.
Man, so explain to me, like, your time before you got to Ace, man. Like, those years, like, I know that your dad was a super athlete in the area. I know your brother, LJ, was a super athlete at Lincoln High School. But, like, man, tell me about, like, your time getting ready to, like maybe that last year or year and a half before you made that transition.
Over to the senior year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so man, I played basketball pretty much my whole life. Ended up getting to high school, man, and I didn't get into the school I wanted to get into, so I ended up settling for a school there where basketball wasn't like a really big deal. It was kind of overshadowed by academics more than anything. And they really didn't invest in the sports, really. So it was kind of like a rinky-dink type of basketball team or whatnot, man. But it was a place for me to go and showcase my talents. I mean, I think me and maybe 3 other guys was on the team that really took the basketball serious. So I got like the green light. So, it helped build my confidence. So going on to my next step in life or whatever, man, I kind of had that confidence, and the fact that my teammates and coaches trusted in me with the green light, man, it was huge for me.
So like that time when, like being young, like a younger Lim, what do you think, like those live game reps, what do you think that really consisted of? Like, did you really do a lot of training when you're growing up? Because I know for us, like, we just hooped a lot. So did you do a lot of training, or did you just, were you just outside hooping all the time, or?
Yeah, it's just always just been basketball, man. Rec basketball, outside in the neighborhood playing basketball. I never really necessarily trained. I did, but I didn't. Like I would see something that I think I could do, and I go practice this on one of my friends or something when I'm outside playing basketball. So it was never really any training until like really my senior year when we kind of got together and we started doing our own little thing. But besides that, I kind of just, just play game ball,
I think that's like the biggest thing I don't really see kids do a lot is just like go hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and just go hoop with anybody. I think sometimes it's like, I guess I can say I'm one of those guys like, hey man, we're gonna have a private run, or I'm a, you know what I'm saying? But, I think like, I think that's the thing that's missing right now for these kids, just going out hooping with just anybody, like whoever's out there on the court, just play basketball, just have freedom, not really worrying about a clock, not worrying about a whistle blown, just kind of just working on your game as an individual.
And not having to buy into a role of what a team may need. You can kind of go out there and
just
do
find
whatever.
who you are.
Yeah, whatever you see on TV, and if that's what you want to be, or you see in other people, and you can just go out and do your own thing for sure. I mean, it's like it's something that's lost in our youth too as well. Like technology, bro. Technology is so advanced nowadays, bro. Like these kids don't go out and just go out and have fun, period. So I mean that took away a lot, Like these kids ain't outside you go ride around the neighborhoods, ain't no kids outside playing basketball in the summertime, man. They up in the house on technology playing their game or something like that.
Until they got practice or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, they might still play, but it's just so like structured.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all their play is structured. Like it's not even basketball, just like outside. You know what I'm saying? So pushing forward, like so that year going into like our senior year, like you said, like when we started training and working out, I would say like the biggest thing for me is like it was like an instant click. Like it was like a brotherhood. Like me, you, Khalid, Jelani. Like we used to always go to the, like just go to the YMCA, like right up the street, or go to my mama's house, and we'll pull up and play, and just hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, how did you feel? Like, I mean, because I know for me, it made me feel better as a player, knowing like, dang, like every single day, like I have to bring it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, playing basketball, man, like your teammates become your family. Like you spend more time with your teammates than you do with your family or whatnot, and to have people along your side that's got the same goal as you, same mindset, same drive. I mean, it's huge, bro. Like I said, in the previous school I went to before that, it wasn't too many people that really had that passion for basketball like that. So when I got around you guys, man, that was huge for me, man. And we created lifelong bonds, man. Like still to this day, like 12 years later, man, we still tight. So for sure.
So little do people know, like senior year, our coach got in trouble for whatever reason. It wasn't really. I mean, we know the real stuff that happened, so we're not. But so my dad took over the team. What would you say about, a coach that cares so much about holding kids accountable? I feel like my dad really held us accountable to make us better men. Mm-hmm. Maybe not so much always like the basketball reasoning, but it makes sense though too, you know what I'm saying? Like, but holding us accountable so we can be better young men. How do you feel like during that time period of that adjustment, when you're going from one coach to another period of just being held accountable?
I mean, in the beginning, I didn't see exactly what it was, but as it went on, I kind of understood what it was. It was like a culture shock, almost, so to say. Like, we went from a coach that wasn't, I don't want to say he wasn't as, disciplined.
Yeah.
Like,
he seemed like a player's coach now.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Player's coach. So your father came in and he taught us discipline and held us accountable for things and, like, helped us grow as young men. Not to say the coach before that didn't do that, but, like, he was way more stricter on making sure you had your academics together, making us understand, like, just because you can dribble this basketball don't mean it don't make you no better than the next person, especially if you're not taking care of your real business. So, yeah, I mean, he definitely taught us discipline, and it was huge for me. And, I mean, I'm sure for anybody else,
Yeah. So, going on to that senior year, I know I got injured during tryouts and stuff. And, the biggest thing is I always remembered you always just being, like, just a big cheerleader for me, man. Just, like, saying, hey, man, I'm about to get this ring done for you, or, hey, bro, you about to be back real soon, man. And I think that, like, sometimes when young guys have another young person with them that's cheering them on and is able to, like, hey, bro, like kind of picks up their spirit a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I know for sure, like, sometimes in my little dark moments that I had during that time, I knew, like, I could count on, you to be like, hey, bro, like, don't even worry about it, bro. I got this dub, man. We're going to have a good record. When you get back, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like, just recover up and be healthy as possible. And that was really big for me, man. It really, like.
Sure, brother.
So I know when I got back to being able to play, it wasn't healthy. You know, like, we made a good run for our district championship, lost to, you know, like, in hindsight, we lost to 2 Division I athletes. Like, they were really pretty solid. Like, man, it was a 6'9" kid, and Roll, he went to, I think he played at the Air Force. Another I think the 6'9" kid ended up going to North Dakota State, I think. Yeah. So, but man, during that time, like, man, can you share about that? Like, just we had some guys quit, and, you know, just like when you're forming a team and you guys are finding that place, and where you're going and you're grooving well, no matter what happened, I felt like we, like, the group that stayed around, we always had each other's back, man. Like, what do you think about just that time period of just being able just to look back like, dang, like, some of our better players quit, and we just was like, hey, man, let's just keep rolling, man. Like, whoever's here is here, and that's our brothers right here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's like that saying, next man up, man. But the camaraderie that we had with our core players, I mean, yeah, we had a few, you know, fall off or whatever, but I mean, we stayed strong, man. It was a lot. I mean, we had one season, and it's hard to get kids on the same page. You get one season and come, we ain't been around each other. We just met each other, you know?
Yeah.
And not everybody came in there for the same reason. Not everybody had the same goal. I mean, that type of stuff takes time, the chemistry and all that. But what we did, though, I think was really good, man, especially for the time that we had together. And then as far as, like, your injury and then the other players falling off, coach changing, and then just not even just that, like, resources as far as being a charter school at the point where we wasn't getting the funding or we wasn't getting the looks like we felt like we should. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I mean, I feel like we made something out of nothing, man. And I mean, we went pretty far, man. It was great, man.
And then, so this whole thing about, like, a bond and friendship through this game. Me and Liam decided to go to St. College together our freshman year, where, I mean, every day we woke up, you know what I'm saying? We was waking up 3 days out the week. And had to be up at the gym at like 5:13 or something like that. I forgot what time it was, but we had to be there early, and you know, just but knowing that you had another dude right by you. You're going back to the same dorm with the same guy. You guys are going to the library together, like just to do homework, and with the same people that you're chilling with, like. It's so big during those moments of just, like, man, when it's that time of sweat equity, but you have someone else doing it with you. Like, that bond is so huge. Going forth, you know, I got injured, and then, you know, something happened between, you know, you and the coach, and, you know, you were gone, and then I had to go back there with an injury, and then, you know, I know that you were at the house getting ready for your next stop, and I remember when he was able to, you know, play at his next school, this first game back, man, I was there. I think I forgot. Yeah, man, what'd you have? It was a crazy double-double, though.
20.
Yeah.
It was maybe 20-something, 20 rebounds, something like that, yeah. Coach told me I was Pat Staten. What is it, stat pattern?
Yeah, stat pattern. Yeah, man, he was just had the little jitters, man. First game back.
First game back, man. It was like a year coming, man. Overexcited, man. So, yeah, but for sure, dog. I mean, and basketball is a lonely road, too. So, like you were saying earlier when you talking about, like, having somebody on your side like that, man, people don't understand, like, how big it is to have somebody on there, because it gets lonely. You're away from your family, you're away from all your friends, you're away from, you know, a whole new situation, something that you're not used to or whatever. So just having somebody there on your side is going through the same thing you're going through with the same mindset is huge, man, for sure.
And I just remember when we were still trying to find another school before he chose the school he went to, we had went to a tryout, man. And it's just how, like, you know what I mean, special Liam was. So I remember us sitting down with the coach at this junior college, and he was like, man, I like both of y'all. I've only got one scholarship, you know. And I was just like, well, I said, man, shoot, man. Like, I already know where this is going, dog. Like, I said, man, I'm cool. Like, I just want to be low-key part of it. And because like I was still kind of rehabbing an injury that I had from college as well. So it's like, man, I'd rather you just offer my friend Liam. And I think that, like, not to say like that was a great thing for me to do, But like that's how much I cared about Liam. That man, I just wanted to be on this team because I knew I was going to earn myself a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't worried about that part. But if the way to get both of us here is to give him the scholarship, man, do it. Because I know at the same time he would probably do the same thing. So you know, we chose not to go there. But just seeing you play through like your junior college, and then you know you got your knee injury, and it's kind of like, you know, I just remember the times where Liam used to be like, man, I don't know how you doing this, man. I'll quit, man. Like I always root for him to like, man, like it's not that deep, it's not that deep. But you know, sometimes like you know, looking back on it, I really wish I had probably
man,
you know, sat down somewhere, man.
For
My
sure.
knees be hurting,
right? Seeing you go through what you went through as far as injury wise helped me out a lot. And I think it's just mainly the mental aspect of it or whatever. Because, I mean, yeah, like you said, I was seeing you do it. I'm like, man, I couldn't do it, man, until I was put in that situation. And I'm like, but I always remember you just staying positive and was like, man, I'm going to go back and I'm going to be back to where I was at before this injury or whatever. And it was just the drive to want to come back. It helped me out a lot. And I was like, you know what? I can get through this, man. Because I seen you go through it, you know what I mean? That was huge, man.
Man, so like just during that time, just now, like, you know, as us entering adulthood, well, I guess we've been in adulthood, but you know what I'm saying, now like furthering, you know, like from open gyms and pickup games now, and you know, just like living life and just always knowing like I had a brother on my side, you know what I'm saying? Like I got two like, you know, blood brothers, but I got like, you know, some other guys that like they're just, I mean, we're just brothers, you know what I'm saying?
They couldn't make us any closer.
Yeah,
man.
couldn't make us any closer, man.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you know, it's crazy. I want to tell a story that I think like not sometimes like not playing, being able to play college ball for real, like it used to suck a little bit when I was like, you know, like, because people be like, man, where you go? I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to get that.
Just get a full explanation.
You got to get the whole story, like, man, just my knees is just cooked,
Then
bro.
you got the ones that side on you, like, man, this is capping, man.
Yeah, but I remember we're in this man's league, man, and we're playing. The whole team was, I mean, we had some scrubble bunnies, man, and then we had we were playing against Mid America, like the team that had just graduated from Mid America, and we're playing this little men's league. And I remember coming down, I think I had 20 and you had like 20 something. I remember coming down to the middle of the floor and I drop it off to you. And then Mid America at the time had like this 7-footer. And then you had went to go flush it on them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was probably probably like at that moment I was like, man, this really could have been special if we just stayed where we were staying at our freshman year. I'm like, man, like, I mean, we lost by like 7 or something like that. But then the guy's like, man, so where'd you guys go? And then, you know, I'm telling him like the story, like the story. You're like, man, and he dude's like, well, shoot, man, thank God you wasn't healthy enough to play, because then you would probably made it even harder.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason, because now, like, you know, being able to, you know, I mean, Liam come out, talk to some of my guys that I train and coach, and the decisions that we've made on the way that maybe they can either do the right decisions that we made or stay away from the wrong decisions. I think also, you know, we always held each other accountable. So it was times when Liam would make a bad decision, I'm like, come on, bro. Or it's times where Liam would be like, hey, come on, bro. Like,
and it's reciprocated too,
yeah,
because we got that understanding of each other. There's never no bad blood, man.
Yeah. But, you know, today, I mean, that was pretty much it, man. I appreciate you coming on. But before we do this, we got this thing that we call Hot Shots, right? So I'm going to ask 5 questions.
Well, I gotta give quick answers.
Yeah, you got 24 seconds. So so basically you can think about it, right? So you can think about it. Okay. So first question, man, for you, we're gonna start, bench, cut. All right. Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, and I know that you like the bean, man. So those 3, man, who you start, bench, and cutting.
I gotta give reason and why, or just give it to you.
I mean, so then you can answer it, and then like you can give me the reason why.
I'm gonna start Kevin Durant. I'm biased, you know that. I'm a bench Jordan. I'm gonna have to cut bean, dog. Yeah,
man, you gotta cut the bean.
That's tough, dog. I mean, them are all 3 great players, but yeah, I mean, I start Kevin Durant. You know, that's my guy. 6, 7 foot. Can do it all. Jordan, I'm gonna take Jordan over Kobe because I mean, same beast, but one is just a little better. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to go Jordan. You know.
Next question. So today the Nets just traded Kyrie Irving to the Mavs. So I know who you were going to pick because you already said Kevin Durant's your favorite player. So who's winning the NBA championship this year? Your favorites.
I had a twist on it, man, because you know what I'm going to say? I say KD going to request a trade. The Suns going to pick KD up. The Suns win the championship.
Ooh, so
That's
you
all I
think,
got winning it.
all right, so then you're saying basically he's about to have a trade this year. He said it's over for him.
I don't know, man. I hope so. I don't see him winning it, bro. So if that don't happen though,
I guess
I go
they're
with the
supposed to be
Celtics.
trying to trade for Siakam too, though. OG or Siakam.
Brooklyn is?
Yeah.
If we get him, that's a whole different ball game. Then we good.
Okay, so then Siakam's moving the needle then.
Yeah,
I love it,
come on,
man.
yeah.
Because, that'd be the second one then.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
if
I'm
I
saying?
had to pick another team, I'll say the Celtics. They cold, man. They got that two Brown and Jason Tatum, man. They next level now, bro. I feel like it's their time now, type. But we'll see. Who you think will win the championship this year?
So like on the episode that we're about to post today, I was going to say, who I'm rocking with, man. Kawhi Goat, man. It's either James Harden or I'm either going. I said I'd rather see the 76ers and Clippers play, but I think that picks for the Mavs might have pushed them over the Clippers. But I know their defense is going to be super cooked though, so the Mavs defense is going to be super cooked. So we might so if the Clippers have to run in them, I'm still taking them Game 7.
I don't know, man. Luka could cook the Clippers by himself, man.
He can, but he hasn't.
I don't know about that
He's
one,
been
brother.
getting sent home by them boys every year. We need it. The Clippers be sending that boy home sick.
Yeah, but now they got that man over there too.
They do.
But the Mavs lost some key players too, like the Finney Smith guy,
Yeah.
3-and-D guy. That was huge. And then who else they gave up? They gave up somebody else, right? The Mavs. I can't remember.
I'll have to look.
I know it was Kyrie and Markieff that went to them, and in return they got Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't know, but Dorian Finney, that's huge. Like he's huge for the culture of their team. So I mean that hurt.
Favorite basketball moment, man.
Man, it's just.
Anytime.
I mean, probably catching one of them bodies during the high school games towards the end. What's the playoff time called?
Districts.
The districts or whatever. Probably one of them.
I think probably one of my favorite moments playing with you for sure was when I.
Yeah, that one. That outlet.
Yeah,
that was just going
the
at?
full court pass hit you right in the hands.
K-Love pass.
Yeah,
catch and bang out. Yeah.
Yeah, you had dunked, and the dude had like ran underneath you, and then you had held on the rim, and they had, I think they had got a technical foul.
Yeah, he got a technical because he ran up on me. I thought they called a tech on me because I was hanging on the rim for like
Forever.
30 seconds.
Forever.
Yeah.
But you had hang on the rim and you had failed. I just remember the fun part, if you go back and watch that video, it's like I threw the pass like from one baseline and you end up going to dunk it.
It was instant too. Like that was the connection thing, man. Because as soon as you got the ball, you already knew where I was going.
I'm throwing it.
I knew you was throwing it. It was just one of them things, bro.
But I just sprinted over there to pick you up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was
that
just
was
like,
so hype, bro.
Yeah.
Sure.
2 more questions, man. This is the one that I asked Liam Wolf the other day too. You're hooping. What's your favorite basketball? What's your favorite brand of basketball?
Wilson, I want to say.
With the Evolution?
The Evolution joint? Yeah, the Evolution joint.
So do you like the new Evo? Like the one that's kind of like bright
new
on?
one.
Yeah. The one that's really soft?
Mm-hmm.
Man, people be hating on that ball, man.
That's my favorite rock to hoop with. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. I feel like it got a good grip. I mean, it ain't too overly bouncy or whatever, but it's cushioned real well too, so you can't really OD bounce and jam your finger. That's the one I go with, that Wilson.
Okay, and the last one, man, who's one of the coaches that was probably the most influential in your life, man? Not just basketball, but just in your life in general.
It'd be my assistant coach at Penn Valley, Coach Madden. I mean, one of them guys that cared more about you as a man than a player. I mean, give you the shirt off his back, man. Like, one that actually, like, really believed in me to the max. It's probably my favorite coach of all time, man.
And you know what, bro? I appreciate you coming on my show. I know it was like hella late
Last
notice,
minute,
man.
yes.
Then someone canceled on me, man. But you know, I appreciate you coming on, man. And
I'm
you know,
through, gang.
you know what I'm saying? This is my brother for life, man. But this is like the bond through basketball that, you know, the ball stops bouncing at some point in time for everybody. For at least a serious note, it stops bouncing. But like, just understand during those moments, I want like even young viewers or even parents, like don't take it so serious sometimes. Like sometimes you gotta just enjoy the moment. Don't always look for the next step or the next thing. Because sometimes just being in that moment and just being around the people that they're with you, you know, that's a big thing that like I think that sometimes we miss out on is we're just focused on the next.
Just live in the moment.
Live in the moment sometimes, and you know,
because you don't get those days back. Shit, we be living them glory days, man. And I'm like,
man,
I would love to be
right back in that
environment. You know what I'm saying? You don't get those days back, man. So enjoy it and live in the moment for sure.
So this makes another episode of the Bench Starters. I'm signing out.